Are we streaming?
Are we streaming?
I like
streaming, right?
I like that part of the job here is for me to ask, are we streaming, when I'm the one with the fucking button. Like,
I love that.
Like none of us have any control over anything. We're just asking the question randomly.
streaming? I don't know. Dude, you started. Oh shit, right. Anyway. Session 20 30
7?
It's a lot.
8, 9, 30?
Yeah, it says session 27 on the last one that you uploaded, which, did you re-upload the one that was from last week?
No, the one I re-uploaded was the one from our Starforge game. That was the one I was having such a hell of a time with.
No, it says like an hour ago. Oh, no, this is this one. Oh.
No, that's this one.
Oh,
I just
never mind.
started it.
Okay.
It's doing a weird thing. I swear, I didn't put it. No, I didn't re-upload anything from last week. So when we last left the Goonies / Power Rangers, over here, and oh my God, you guys.
Did Silas get taller? That's just what I really need to know.
The Wish.com Breakfast Club over here. No.
We are the oh god. What is it? What did he say? The generic brand breakfast cereals.
We're great value.
Great value, there we go.
Great. Yeah, there you go.
Are we the big giant plastic bags on the bottom shelf?
Of the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Yeah. The ones that are like the big old bundles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Toasty O's.
Frank, you're in the yeah, no, I'm just gonna jump right into this.
The woman that popped up at the end was the lady that
this person right
was
here,
like on the roof when we had to rescue that other superhero from like jumping off the thing, and like, are you okay? Yeah, I want to go home. She wants to go home. That we're taking her back to base. Like that whole thing. That lady is the boss that showed up to deal with that, right? Am I getting that correct?
You are correct, but I don't think that Frank knows that. I don't think
no.
I don't think
Perry
Perry
definitely doesn't.
That.
I was like, I literally spent half of the week going, how the hell do I know that person in it? And it took me a very long time. Yeah, Perry was not a part of any of that. And
she showed up. Yes, she showed up in an Aegis flyer.
Mm-hmm.
When Caleb had Facet out at Sentinel Plaza after the whole roof thing. He talked her down and got her over to the Sentinel Plaza, and then that was about when she showed up and all of Rook's like.
That's right, and that's when we learned that the unintended consequences of Perry not allowing the reset to happen. So yes,
that should be another ship name. Unintended consequences.
Ooh, unintended consequences is a good one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Unintended consequences and unreliable narrator are two of my favorite things.
No, that's a name
of collaborative fiction or storytelling.
That's a name. Well, no, we were what Mo's referencing is that in our Starforge game that we're doing, the name of the ship is The Consequences of Our Actions.
So the away vehicle is unintended consequences.
That'd be good too. I want an AI named Unreliable Narrator. That would be like some sort of like God power,
amazing.
Like some God mode like AI.
Please,
sorry,
please do that.
sorry, I knocked us off track.
You did.
Great.
You did. Great. It's your turn. You've had it. You only do it like once every 4 weeks, so it's just as well. I was looking for.
I'm just here for the ride, man.
I don't think I managed a lot. I managed to lose track of the Rook people, but that's fine. It doesn't matter.
I've been meaning to send you guys a work in progress on Hero Forge for my next SF-ish build.
These were the guys that Rook showed up with. to that situation.
Yes, the faceless soldiers.
Yeah. And this was kind of how the Aegis guys showed up. The other guys had like their but Aegis basically showed up in one of these guys.
Oh yeah, Dingo is very true. Dingo's like, I think I pull you off more track than Mo.
I don't have.
Is Dingo's in the Dingo's is watching the stream?
Yeah, hi Dingo.
Why am I
Dingo's
not-
your
why am I not saying chat?
holographic representation of Dr. Infinity is just the bee's knees. It's so flippin'
So
cool.
good.
Loved it. Loved
For
it,
some
loved it, loved it.
reason, I can't see
Can't
the
see
chat.
the chat.
No, I can't see the chat. Super. I can't see anybody in the chat. Well,
Good. So now you can focus.
I will rely on you to mention if they say something super relevant. All right. So anyway, I was focused. I was recounting. You guys are all over the place. I'm fine. How are you? All right. So Perry, you're sitting in the food court of the mall at one of those little round tables that only seats like 2 chairs.
Right.
Okay. And across from you is in like a mall administrator business suit. I say business suit, you think of a different thing. If I say mall administrator business suit, you downgrade it several cost layers, right?
Yeah, it's definitely the it's the polyester that smells like sizing.
Yep. The mall administrator, slightly better than mall administrator. Like she has goals of bigger things. Mall administrator, 1990s pantsuit
Okay.
is sitting across from
So-
you.
She's dressing for the job she wants.
She's dressing for the job she wants, which is
Yep.
regional mall
Yes.
manager.
Oh man, yes, big dreams, big
Yeah.
dreams.
And Mr. Driscoll, we just first of all, I commend you on something that I think is really going to put our South Glen family on the map for your achievement with several of the games in Aladdin's Castle. I think
you
that
know, just a kid
Really-
with some time on his hands.
really remarkable. However, I am concerned. We want to be a positive gathering place for everyone in the neighborhood and be a responsible member of the community. And I'm concerned that you're not really spending a lot of time on, your academics. You seem to be here most of the time. You don't seem to, we have space here at the food court if you'd like to be here. If you don't have a great home situation or something like that, that's fine. But maybe a little bit less time in with the video games and more time spread out with some algebra, studying some music, or
Are
anything
you
of that nature.
suggesting that my approach to video games does not involve intensive math processes, the likes of which you cannot comprehend?
To be honest, Mr. Driscoll, that thought had not occurred to me. But now that you
Well,
mention it, I will make
Why
sure
don't
and
you
keep that in
ponder
mind.
that for a moment, and I'm going to go have a second on Cevius.
A second, what?
On Cevius. So I was
What
just like,
the
what's
hell
the
is
first space shooter I can think of?
Oh, I thought it was like some sort of localized West Coast Orange Julius or something that you were doing out there. I didn't know what you were doing.
No, it's a it's
Orange
like,
Julius.
It's like Galaga with a better scrolling background.
Nice.
So
Enjoy the arcade, Mr. Driscoll, as you're walking away. Please don't use the fax machine anymore. It's for employees only.
I had permission.
Damn it.
Sassy Perry is my favorite.
Now, my question to you,
I
Perry.
felt like there was a attempted label shift happening there.
No,
And I can't
ex-
get smarter, and I didn't want to be more mundane. So screw you, lady.
the issue. Well, not the issue. As I voiced to you last time, the question I had posed to you was, at what point did you start to realize that you were in a simulation and not actually this thing? And you had given me some answers here. So knowing in the back of your mind and trying to keep it on the down low that this is a simulation and this is probably a conversation with intent.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to find out what?
How's he gaming the system?
Yeah. Do you want to? Do you want to find out?
Yeah.
Do you want to find out something about her, or?
That's excellent question. Yes, I would like to. And that is what is that? A pierce the mask?
Probably a pierce the mask. Yeah.
Guess I should have let her adjust my mundane, huh?
I mean, everybody's got their weak points. It just takes me a while to get to them sometimes. So
Okay.
I need a really. Okay, so for this one, yeah, you're rolling and adding the mundane.
Yep, and I am also angry. So this is an extremely poor. It's going to do the -2 by itself, yes?
Yes, it will do the penalty on its own. For a 4, that's top notch. That's top notch work right there.
Oof.
That's
take potential.
what one might almost have thought that Mo had rolled that.
How dare you? It would have been really though. It would have been Sean rolling for me.
It was you've been rolling well, but your character hasn't. I see how that. Okay, all right. That's.
It was just Sean when he touches my shit and he rolls for me. That's what happened.
That's
my players. This is one of the reasons that I don't play face to face anymore, because my players developed a psychosis in the. I want to say the 2000s when 3.5
Why do
was
you
a thing.
have a chicken bone?
It's a little stress ball thing. That's a good point. That's an excellent question. It's a turkey. It's a Turkey Day 5K. They gave us little stress balls that were like turkey legs.
Oh, okay.
And it's around.
What is in your hand?
It's an extremely satisfying thing to squeeze. Anyway, I was not allowed to touch the players' dice. Like, not even push them back across the table to them. I was not. They were. One of the players had a separate bag for my dice, or for dice that I had touched, that didn't go in with the right. So if I accidentally touched any of the dice, they went in that bag. They were set to the side. They were kept in a different pocket of the big bag that went home with them, and I am told they were washed before they were allowed back in with the rest of the dice.
Oh my god!
Because of the karma that I apparently unleashed on players' dice by simply touching them.
You need one of those like poker dice stick thingies.
That's why you still get notifications from eBay about croupier sticks.
Oh, is that what they're called? Okay.
I probably wouldn't have been allowed to even do that. Like I could point at the dice, but I couldn't point at them. Like I was like if I got too close, people would be like literally blocking me out, like they were trying to defend the basket in a game of hoops. It was terrible. Anyway, it's not my fault. This is not my fault.
What if you just like stuck your hand in the bag of dice one day, just like
and just
like what? They're like,
straight.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought this was the other bag.
Straight into the dishwasher. I'm not even joking. They would just like.
I mean, I'm not sure that traditional, Dawn and a drop of bleach is going to do anything about karmic residue,
right?
I mean,
maybe it's the
they're
act
worried
of
about
showing
karma, and they're
attention.
coming at this with this like amateur.
It was a symbolic.
Bullshit.
It was a symbolic thing.
It's the ritual.
And one of the other players had them almost talked into.
Not even coming to me with salt water. Just
exactly. That's the thing, because one of the people at the table was actually starting to convince them that what they really needed to do was involve like salt water and like a sage, like a burning sage smoke thing to like. I'm like, I'm not fucking possessing them. Anyway, all right. I'm looking at Pierce the Mask here.
On a miss, you tell me whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Do whatever.
Well, yeah, I'm doing stuff.
Don't forget your potential, just by the way.
Oh yeah, take your potential.
Thank you.
Mark your potential.
Forget that.
Did somebody get an advance last time? Oh, I feel like it was Sean, maybe.
I think it was Sean.
Okay.
He kept rolling like garbage.
Okay, so Frank, I'm going to flip this around on you a little bit here.
Ooh.
What I'm going to ask you to inadvertently reveal, and you don't have to narrate what this actually looks like. She can just.
You can tell.
She's got readings going on you. Is what are you really planning? What are you really planning? What is the plan you've got going on here?
My plan is jailbreak.
Okay, but how? Like what? What's
Get her,
like?
Ray, is the
Why?
Sorry.
Running's not a plan. Run's what you do when a plan fails. So
Are you okay?
they're gonna know the jailbreak thing.
When I this is exactly
When
what I
you
was talking
finish
about
the
before.
sentence?
When I laugh too hard, I get very tense right through here, and then I pass out a little bit, and then I'm back. It's a whole thing.
That's awesome.
So
That's
which is a bummer because I love laughing. So
that seems great.
It mostly happens when I'm trying to hold the laugh in. So anyway,
all right. So
yeah, so that may be the so let's call everything that I just did. Let's call that Perry's id. And he's tamping that down with math.
Okay.
And lots of plans.
So there's a point at which where she makes some comment. We'll say it goes something like this because we'll go back to that original conversation. You were like, don't use the fax machine. It's for employees only. And what Perry accidentally gives away is like, I had permission, and it's not like I can really fax anybody anyway. And he realizes what he said as he says it. So several things that gives away is he knows that it's not really hooked up.
Right.
And it sounds like he's lying. Like he sounds like, well, obviously I can't actually fax anybody. Right.
Right.
And they're like,
I definitely have not used a rock hammer to dig through this wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not something that happened.
So
All I can think of is the John Mulaney joke where he's just like, like a liar. And I just imagine like Perry almost saying exactly that at the end of this sentence. Like he's like,
So yeah, the upshot of it is they know that that it's a sim, and they know that you at least think you're actually doing something with the fax machine, which makes them go back and go, how good is this sim and what do we have it hooked up to? Because what the freaking what? Wait, what? Yeah. All right. So she immediately.
So now the observation is gotten a bigger magnifying glass.
Yes. And she, like, you can actually see sort of the reaction on her face. Her eyes get a little bit wider. And then they immediately get...
Shit, I didn't press my cards. My bad.
Schooled. the expression becomes schooled. And she goes, you did indeed have permission. Probably not next time. And then she turns and hurries to one of those employee-only hallways in the mall that you can never seem to get open.
And there's probably something if I try to like behind her and like get a foot in there before it closes like that, there's no way that's happening. I'm guessing. Yeah, that's it.
No.
Yeah. Ooh, I could build. Is there a Radio Shack?
Yes, of course there's a Radio Shack. It's the early '90s in a mall.
Field trip.
It's like asking if there's oxygen. All right. So Mo, or rather Mitzi, or rather Clarity.
Yeah.
You are also in an Aladdin's castle. It is not nearly as nice as the one that Frank's been in, or that Perry's been in.
Also, it's after hours and everything's dark and shut down.
And 30 years older.
Yeah,
It's showing its age. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't designed to age well in the first place.
That is missing from the Radio Shack sign.
You guys have, so you have, if I remember right, like coordinates, GPS coordinates that were in there.
Etched in the side of the
Etched in the-
Pac-Man.
Yeah, yeah. And so now what? This would appear to be.
Yeah, I think she's like looks to Caleb and she's like, "Hey, I think we need to figure out where these coordinates go."
Googling. And I'm just typing them into my phone. Here's what it says. I'm just gonna.
It's you have to zoom out a little bit because it's okay. Hang on, let me. Where's North Carolina? I want North Carolina. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Google My Maps.
So I normally have the stream on, but I never watch it, and I just look down to look at the chat, and I just see there's like he's not about saying the same thing as him, and I was like, oh yeah, that's because he's doing stuff.
So
yeah, Dingo was like, hey, "Oh, even alternate universe, Parker is still girl bossing it up," and I was like, "Gatekeep,
Yes.
gaslight, girl boss."
Oh no, I'm in the chat with you guys now. I'm like watching this whole thing. Yeah, I'm the other one who's just lurking.
I'm not cool enough. I can't even see it. I'm the one. I even hit the button and I didn't get.
Why
see it.
is it not showing up for you?
I don't know. It's really weird. So can you, if you guys are looking at this, that's annoying. Okay, let's do it like this. We'll do this. It's fine. It's fine. Totally fine.
I feel like part of me is like it's like being aware of the chat is sort of like reading your own reviews.
A little bit.
You know?
That's fair.
I didn't know if Dingos knew that was me in the chat when I typed that, so I just typed something out that's really like kind of dumb.
I see that.
Well,
I was like,
"Who's now?"
I'm stupid. Get another high. Just like, okay.
I need to.
Goober.
Seriously, is there not a?
Yes. Of course I'm a goober. Have you met me?
Yeah.
I
That's fair.
I am king of the goobers. Oh my god, now I need to redo the entire Goblin Town song from The Hobbit, but now it's gonna be the Goober Town.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
It's like, no, stop it.
It's a DDD. Hang on. Game loading, please wait.
That was good iced coffee.
I'm not allowed to have iced coffee anymore.
In this brief interlude, I will say that I may not be the best dad, but I did teach Short Stack how to say, "What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?" yesterday.
I mean,
Perfect.
Oh my
Perfect.
god. Okay.
here we go. Here we go. Coming in. Coming in hot. All right. So the red square, please ignore the thing where it says Palmetto Pear Tree Preserve. But basically the red square is where the city is. Okay.
Mhm.
The GPS is pointing at where that blue triangle is pointing. Okay.
Oh, so outside the city. Okay.
Outside the city, not super far away, like 20 some odd miles, maybe.
Oh, so it's in the 50-mile radius. No, I'm kidding. I know that doesn't exist anymore, but like.
But yes.
Cool. Hey, Clarity, you want to go on a road trip?
I mean, yeah. Let's.
Cool.
We got to
You're
see where
gonna
this
have
goes.
to carry me, just so
Come
we're
on.
clear.
Come on, you.
Yeah.
And I'm not carrying you. I'm flying you.
I mean, you're carrying me with your brain.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what you're doing.
I guess so.
How long does it take Mitzi to realize that he's humming A Whole New World?
No, not humming. Straight up belting it. Top of my lungs, up in the sky. Just I want Silas to be right there with us to make it awkward for him too.
I think at one
singing-
point, just to tease him, I kind of like just drop him just a little bit.
The best part. 100%.
I just want to point out that my website, the webpage I'm on right now, just informed me that I am running an experimental version of Earth, and I am not.
What?
I am not okay.
That
What?
may be the scariest thing on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Okay.
You are currently running an experimental version of Earth. I mean, fine, but Jesus, way to call me out.
Right?
Okay. You know, I think I might have to retcon that a little bit because you make a good point. It's not in the city, and it feels like it ought to be in the city.
It doesn't have to be. It could be like a secret base that they probably have it like outside of town.
That
no one knows
yeah, except the fuckery has all been focused on the city. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got on Twitter and there's Cactus Cat plushies, and I'm just like, oh, I need one.
Just trying to figure out which spaceship is named Focused Fuckery. It feels like it ought to be like a not a ramjet, but the one with the big sail that just like goes by solar wind.
Yes.
That's a pretty nice ship you got there. What do you call it? Focused Fuckery. What?
I like it. Shoot.
Those are cute. What?
Oh,
They are so
What
cute.
is that?
It's a cactus cat.
Oh, he's so cute.
Oh,
okay.
I know.
I got it. Yeah, this is good. This is good.
I already have a Cactus Cat plushie, so I don't think I need
Love
another
them.
one.
I love them so much.
I know. I love Southwest cryptids. Like that's like one of my favorite things. So like I actually have jackalopes and like cactus cats like around my apartment.
I can get you like a handmade stuffed jackalope from like somebody out here.
I miss
Yes.
jackalopes. Jackalopes are awesome.
I love jackalopes. It's actually funny because I played. I know while Joyce is doing his thing, I played
Sorry.
in a LARP that was like a Harry Potter LARP,
I'm the worst.
and I was a professor. I was a cryptozoology professor, so I did like all this other stuff. And my character's like focus was jackalopes because they're from the Southwest. And so we did this thing like one day where like in class because I was teaching classes where they had to dissect the jackalopes, and like inside there were like little gummies and stuff, and like they had to like figure out like what organ was what. And it was just like gummies and like string candy and stuff like that.
The only LARP I've ever done was a World of Darkness LARP. And I was playing what was I playing? I was playing a changeling.
Okay.
And I just remember being the only shy changeling in existence. Because I was like, I'm going to make my character shy because I've never done a LARP before, and that'll kind of fit in. That way I don't have to like feel super like I can be a part of stuff, but I don't feel super obligated to talk into anything. Like it'll work out well.
Yeah.
And they're like, cool, so you're going to play a changeling. You realize that that's going to be weird, right? And I was like, cool, awesome, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I played a changeling.
Crap.
Yeah,
And then
but-
proceeded. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but like we had a Secret Santa that year, and whoever had me got me jackalope slippers, which are, like little floppy eared bunnies with like they glued like horns on them, and like my favorite. So cute.
I would hate to piss off that like a jackalope.
Hmm.
I wish I could figure out how to shut off the words, the labels.
Are you moving things around?
I'm trying to shut off. Here we go. Hang on. I need to shut off the. Oh, there we go. Is that going to shut off? Clean. Yes. Aha. Better. Sorry. I'm going to get the shot that I want, damn it.
I'm here for it.
Okay. Yes, this is what I want. This is what I've always wanted.
All right. As you're good, I'm actually gonna find the slippers while you're doing that.
Because this lets us do a lot of stupid stuff. Okay. We're back over here.
What is it?
I like using Chicago turned on its side for my Halcyon City. Hi, I'm Joyce Testerman, and I'd like to sound like I'm doing a commercial. Anyway,
Slipper.
there we go. Now we got a map. Now we got a thing.
It's
All right.
adorable.
And it's got a pear. It's got a friend. So.
So cute.
Oh, I love them.
We gotta get back. Where is it?
Ears flop each time I walk, and the horns flop too.
What are their names?
I never named them. I should.
I named literally everything, and it's probably unhealthy.
I mean,
Like,
it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. All right.
all of my... Yeah, go ahead.
So, I will point out a few things. So over here we have, there's an exemplar tower way over there by the water, right?
Uh-huh.
You guys were at the mall, which is actually kind of back this way a ways, like quite a ways. Because you're in Halcyon South, I think, or something like that.
I didn't see the droplet.
It's
No.
way over on the
Okay.
your ways. So this would be north, like going kitty corner. We're of course on an isometric map because I've been playing Walkthrough too much lately. So anyway, the ping is north of you, but south of Exemplar Tower and slightly off center at this little guy right here. This little island through the little river that winds through town. There's kind of a campus and a weird shape, like kind of diamond-shaped building right there, and that appears to be the GPS locations that you're getting. We're going to keep everything in the city for now.
Yeah.
So it's probably a mile away, mile or two away from where you guys are, and about a mile from like the heart of downtown.
Oh, that's not far at all.
Nope.
I think we're still flying over though.
Yeah, you're over. So you're out over the city. As you're just about ready to leave the arcade and getting ready to go, Silas gets a call and he's like, dude, he's like, oh shit, do I want to answer this? And it starts ringing like okay. I'm getting two calls. All right, so you guys, I'm gonna keep them busy. I'll catch up. I got the GPS. I put it in my phone too. I'm gonna catch up, but I'm gonna
busy.
talk. It's that Agent Goodall on one line, and Oya is calling on the other. So I'm just gonna deal with that, and then
You'll meet us there.
I'll meet you there.
Okay.
It'll be fine. So
Never get off the boat. Never get off the boat. Never get off the boat.
So I'll just, this way, if they're doing something weird with the phone or anything like that, they're going to think that I'm not where you guys are. So it'll be fine,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Piece of cake. Okay, so he is kind of just, he's left with his phone. He's like, okay, okay, block, I'll call you right back. And Agent Goodall, yeah, I've got you on ID now. You've called me like 3 or 4 times at this point. It seemed appropriate. And you guys are flying out of there while he's doing all that. I don't know why I pulled my headset back to give my phone access to my ear, but I did that shit. So, all right.
There's similitude.
I don't know why I did that. Anyway, all right. So you guys are flying, doing the thing.
No one ever accused Joyce of not committing to a bit.
No.
True.
So how are you approaching this, Mitzi? Clarity.
I think as we're getting closer, I kind of just want to start like thinking about like what we're doing and where we're going, and if anything, try to get like a ping of brainwaves in that area.
I mean, this whole island that's out here is kind of more industrial. It's either warehouses or it's like a couple of production places, things like that. But
You said it's late, so like it shouldn't be busy tonight.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
This is like honestly, this end down here, the kind of the campus that it has is sort of its only patch of greenery in the whole area.
On that own little island, yeah.
Yeah, on the whole space, honestly, and it's. If you want to look at the stream, I'm looking at that building straight down right now, just so you can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like that is.
I think if they're floating above it, I think she's gonna like take a second. She's like, "Give me a second," and she's gonna like.
Let's say you're about this far up.
Yeah, she's gonna like have her eyes turn purple and like sort of like try to focus and dive in and like see what's going on, because
Okay.
I think I'm trying to do an assess the situation where like
Okay.
she's just trying to get a feel of everything.
Get a sense of what's going on there. Cool. Yeah. Why don't you? Yeah. Give me a roll. It is assess the situation. So.
Yeah. So it is a
superior. You're still using. Make it clear. You are still using your powers. It's just you're using your brain to use your powers.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the data that your powers are giving you.
9.
Wow.
Ow.
Fancy.
Nice.
All right. So I think is that one question? I think it's one question.
It's one question, yeah.
Yeah.
What is... Here is the biggest threat.
That is super interesting. That is a super interesting question that you've asked me there. And we're going to
Need
answer.
a minute?
Nope. I just need to grab the thing that I'm going to answer the question with.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's bigger than I needed it to be. Shrink that down a little bit.
Is that Blackbird?
Sure is.
Oh no.
Cool.
So you're focusing down at the thing and kind of scanning there. The population-wise, what you're getting in the building is very, very low. Like there's it's security staff and maybe like 2 or 3 additional people. There's less than probably a dozen people in the whole building at this point. Probably half that. Maybe a few more than that. Somewhere between 6 to 10. You do think that there's a considerably expansive series of sub basements and lower floors. This thing is about 3 or 4, we can call it 5 stories tall, but it runs at least that deep under ground, and there's more people down there for sure. Call it at least a dozen, maybe several dozen or something like that. You're starting to get a sense of that and really kind of focusing, but you're getting a much more intense incoming signal kind of at your altitude coming from the shoreline. Do I
feel like getting closer, or do I feel like it's...
You can hear it getting closer, because as soon as you're like, oh, that's interesting, that is somebody who is very much focused on where they're going, and where they're going is here. And you can hear, like, because it's a jet, it's essentially a small jet
Yeah.
worn as a bodysuit. It's not a stealth thing.
Yeah.
It would be for radar. But yeah, she kind of like it comes up and kind of pauses and is like kind of hovering. Comes up, has the loudspeaker like, the kind of canned tin loudspeaker. It's like, well, this didn't take long. We introduced you to the public 6 hours ago. We're already getting calls that you're causing problems. Go home, kids.
I'm just gonna wave.
Go home. Whatever you think you're
No.
doing, you're not doing it.
Fuck you. I'm doing it.
Do you know what you're about to mess with? Because it isn't just me, and it isn't just whatever you think you're up to, but we're getting calls from government agencies. The government of this country are making late night phone calls about your shenanigans.
Our shenanigans.
Yes. Do you really want that to be the thing that is how your life is going to go?
Can you specify what our shenanigans are?
Say that again.
Can you specify what our shenanigans are?
I'm told to come out here, find you at this location, and send you home. Go home. You don't want to do this.
You don't know what I want. Obviously, you don't know me, apparently, even though you say you do. But you need to leave.
That is absolutely not going to happen.
And I think she's actually going to, blast her with her brain to, push her back some.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. That is absolutely not going to, as you unleash your... Are you directly engaging?
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't say I'm unleashing powers.
I mean,
but it's also directly engaging. So.
I think Sean's going to be really proud of the decisions that we've decided to make this session.
Yep. 100%.
What do you call it? What do you want to call it? It is she's using her powers to use it, but she is directly engaging with the person.
You just directly engage. You're still using danger.
Beans.
Unless you have, do you have a burn thing that lets you?
I don't have burn let up yet.
Well, yeah, but you could light up burn and then use it. That's just.
I don't want to
still
light up burn. I don't feel like I should burn yet.
Go, Phoenix!
Actually, she is getting kind of pissed off. You're right. I'm gonna burn.
Yes.
She's getting upset. She is getting upset.
As the yelling and the back and forth is going, then the purple lights up.
You see the purple starting to pick up around her, and like a wind starting to happen.
So on a weak hit, on a mixed success, on a 7 to 9.
I think I get a condition and I hold 3. We'll check.
I think so.
Legacy.
Yeah, you hold 3 and take a condition probably.
Yeah, hold 3. Mark condition. Yeah.
Mark a condition. Hold 3.
I think I'm gonna take angry.
Embracing your inner Caleb, I love it. So,
Between
beat the crap out of her.
My kids have played a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse, so they're used to the idea of mixed success. But if you just heard my mouth, it's kind of hard to say mixed success.
Yes.
In Ironsworn and Starforged, it's not called a mixed success. It's called a weak hit. Yeah. Much, much, much easier to say. My kids hate saying it because they don't like saying, I got a weak hit. My hit was weak. They hate it. Anyway, so that's a burn, and then you can do stuff.
I'm trying to see which one I want to use. Is it overcharge? I think I'm going to use overcharge.
Well, that's more of that definitely changes the environment. Reality Storm is the
spend 1+1 burn to directly engage using your powers, rolling free against a danger. Yes. Reality Storm seems a lot better than what I'm trying to do.
If you do, you will cause unwanted collateral damage unless you spend another burn. So we'll just decide how that looks after you make the roll first.
Yeah, it's fine.
But there will be unwanted. You're right. This is very Caleb. It's like I'm going to take angry and then cause unwanted collateral damage. Yeah, you guys are right in the. I think you have an aura effect that just causes this shit to happen with people that are near you.
I'm gonna roll with danger, but add the +2. That's my freak. Or do you want me to just roll?
You can just roll.
Unleash my powers.
Oh, because angry doesn't. Do you have thick and thin skinned or anything?
No.
What's that?
No.
So
angry only affects comfort and support or pierce masks.
Right. So you can just roll freak. It won't matter.
Okay.
It'll behave because you don't have a condition that would affect freak. So you can just roll your freak.
That's a 9.
That is a 9.
Hey, Mitzi.
Do you want it to be a 10?
Do you want it to be a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
oh no! I was gonna spend an extra burn to make it a 10. Unless you're helping.
Can you do that?
It said. Hold on. Let me read that.
You can spend an extra burn to make it not be extra, to not have it not be collateral damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm gonna do that. But if so, Kayla, go ahead and help.
Okay, because I want to give you the 10 because I want this to happen. I'm gonna. So you know how I do the little like magic constructs or whatever. I'm gonna plug up the exhaust of her jet, so she can't. With just corks. We're gonna make them giant magical corks.
I was thinking like polyps or little.
I was thinking like a tentacle just went up and.
You're not gonna call for the banana and the
I haven't been able to like do a lot of the like tentacly stuff like recently.
Banana and the tailpipe, yeah. Corks.
So it's just corks.
All right, so she's having some control issues, and then Mitzi's blast hits her. All right, so with a 10, you get to pick 2 things off the directly engage.
All right. I'm going to avoid their blows.
Okay.
Just or avoid, and I think I'm going to. I want to frighten her, just because I want to just have her realize like how like powerful Clarity is. Like, she might have the dossier, but she doesn't know the full extent of like her powers.
This is going really great.
And also for the amount of stuff that she's been like, being a bitch to her about like at the beginning, like earlier. I think Mitzi just finally had it with her.
Right, you guys are cousins, huh?
Yeah.
Supposedly, but Mitzi doesn't know that
Mitzi
still.
doesn't know that yet.
She has to have a talk with.
All she knows is that she's
absolute bitch.
Latina and a complete bitch to her for reasons unbeknownst. Okay.
I just want to I don't want to fling her into a building. I kind of want to fling her into the water.
I mean, the water's a mile away. Or I guess the river's right down there.
Just.
So you want to rise up and just knock her straight down.
A mile?
Yeah.
You got a Nova and somebody wearing a jet suit. What's a mile?
That's fair. Okay. I'm just looking. I gotta get a.
I really gotta pee, so
you go ahead.
You'll figure. Yeah.
You're doing 2 different conditions to her, so I have extra things I need to do here. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely doing that. All right. Da 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 da.
I'm just getting frustrated over here because Hero Forge doesn't have proper pronghorn antlers, so I'm trying to put a couple different ones together.
I know I frequently rage at the absence of pronghorn antlers.
You guys just get the best comment ever. Blackbird wakes up in Norway.
So
the best comment. So good.
Once upon a time, back in the days of 3.5 and a lot of competitive role-playing stuff that would happen at conventions and things like that. There were like living campaigns and all sorts of things. And there was a thing that was supposed to be going on at one of our local conventions. I was not taking part in it, but the idea was there was going to be a competitive team event where everybody was given build guidelines for a team of 6 heroes at level whatever 10 or something like that. And then everyone's going to be run through the same scenario, and then there was basically some sort of eliminations until you got to the team that had done the best through this 3 arc series over the course of a convention, right? And a bunch of players that I knew had put together their team of 6, and they were all psyched. They were ready to go. They were, and they're like, we need to shake this baby down. We need a scenario to run our team through. We're not trying to get any treasure out of any experience. We just want to test run it so we know how everybody works and that we already have our team dynamics down before we get to the convention. We are ready to go. We are raring and ready to go. Doyce, would you run this for us? Okay. So I had this very simple thing, and it was like something weird was happening at a lighthouse, right? All right. And I'm describing the lighthouse, and the lighthouse is somewhat, I want to say, steampunky in the sense that it was a big oil-driven lantern at the top, and about halfway down or towards the bottom of the tower, there were these big, it was all powered by oil. And there was a couple of great big brass tanks on one of the lower floors that were full of this lamp oil. And then on the bottom floor, or very nearly there, there's a bunch of storage rooms, and it's all just big wooden casks of oil and sand, like casks of sand. And I'm explaining this like there's casks with oil for the lantern, and other casks, the other half of the rooms are all sand in case of a fire. You want to be able, and they're like, yeah, totally, yeah, absolutely makes sense. And then they get up to the next floor, and there's the big brass tanks with pipes going up into the ceiling and stuff, and everyone's like, oh, it's feeding the oil. This is really kind of cool. It's feeding the oil up into the lantern and all this other kind of stuff. Not less than 2 minutes later, bad guys show up, right? It's the first fight. Everyone is like ready to go, right? And the priest casts Firewall.
Oh dear.
Oh God.
What did I miss?
And I was explaining. This has to do with Dingo's comment about Blackbird wakes up in Norway. And I was doing a test run of these players who were going to take their team up into a convention, like in this sort of competitive situation. And this guy cast Flame Wall, and I'm like, where are you putting it? Because they were like, I had written out this room in detail. They're in a lighthouse, massive brass tanks full of lamp oil. And he lays it in a, he was so proud of how I put this in because it perfectly blocked off all the bad guys coming and passed directly through 2 of the tanks full of lamp oil. And
unintended
consequences. I just kind of like, so I'm like, okay, so that I had them roll all the damage against the bad guys. I said, now the tanks are going to ignite. And they're like the tanks of at the most conservative, it was like 20d6 points of immediate fire damage just in that local area for the initial, because there was damage. If you look in the player's handbook for 3.5, there's like how much damage does a flask of lamp oil do, and it's like 2d6. These are fucking tanks. And when they go up, the entire floor...
They're in a confined space.
They're in a confined space in a stone tower on the second floor, and the first floor is barrels of more of it.
They made a giant pipe bomb.
Right. Basically, yes. So we're an hour and a half into the thing, and after the howling and the laughter finishes, I managed to gasp out, "Oh, right, it's a week later." And we cut to the village. And one of the players goes, "Where we've just landed." They actually found a wooden lighthouse at like a craft shop and painted it up and did up miniature stuff so it looked like there was fire and stuff coming out of the windows and everything, and smoke in like little, like they used steel wool for the smoke coming out of the windows and stuff, and scorched it and stuff, and brought it as a totem to the convention. Because I TPK'd. It was like one of my most absolute and 100% self-inflicted TPKs that I've ever been a part of. It was glorious.
Well,
Anyway,
I mean,
Blackbird.
at least the lighthouse wasn't a problem anymore.
No, they solved the problem. Mission accomplished. Take 2
They
XP.
did. If the bad guys weren't hurt by the flame wall, I'm guessing that the stone block shrapnel
Took off just like a rocket. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
I
Okay.
can't believe I haven't posted my video of the Falcon 9 launch yet.
So now Blackbird's been in a scrape or two. So the blast, she gets up like this, and all the back engines, and they're fighting against Caleb's thing, and there's not very and the has to really ramp up the engines to finally blast some of that stuff loose. So there's a lot of tumbling and that kind of stuff to fight back into the thing. And she probably goes quarter mile before she manages to get things back under control. And comes back your way. Now, she's not coming back with missiles blazing or anything like that, but she is coming back.
Should we dip? Should we run?
And she's coming. She's still
Just
on
throw me
she's
into
still on the
server.
open mic, and as she's coming closer, repeat, I am under fire from Riot Squad. I request backup. Yes, actually under fire.
Should we go? I think Mitzi's like, Mitzi looks at Caleb. She's like, should we go? What should we do, Osh?
My instinct is to hit her, so don't ask me.
You two, and then so she cuts off the thing and she turns up the thing. And you two, you especially, need to start thinking through stuff, because this is exactly how you get to a situation where you never get to do any of this kind of stuff again. You need to start acting a hell of a lot better, or things are going to get a hell of a lot worse.
Then you need to let our friend out. Stop holding people hostage, and maybe they won't come to your place and try and break
What are
in.
you talking
Just
about?
drop me. Clarity, just drop me. I'll go find him while you deal with her.
I think she's like, what we're talking about is that we got a fax.
You
through our
got to
phones. Let me finish my conversation first. We got a fax that led us to Aladdin's castle, where we got the coordinates to come here. And to find my friend, I used my powers to locate him, and I found him in the 80s. Or at least what he believes is the 80s.
I love that.
Obviously, he's in some sort of situation that is here. We're gonna figure it out. Fuck you!
Hey, Mitzi, what's your favorite dessert?
As he's falling.
Well,
Your favorite dessert?
I don't know if she's dropped me yet, but like,
Oh,
No,
I don't
she
know.
hasn't.
I just
like I'm just like.
Also, I'm so sorry
asking-
for yelling, y'all.
Are you?
that was
It
amazing.
was
The
amazing.
hair in the face made it.
Oh yeah, it was very. Like it was good.
Like, she's got, like, her bangs are, like, starting to fall a bit. Like, just
Be advised, this is a code 13. Chance of mind control is extremely... Yeah, they're absolutely hallucinating, and somebody is definitely fucking with their perception. You should hear the nonsense they're saying right now. Seriously. Yes, code 13. I am not joking.
Clarity. Just you stay up here and deal with that. Just drop me. I'll land somehow.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna look. She's like, you sure?
Yeah, I got this.
All right,
good.
wait.
Gonna-
Hold on for just a second.
Boy, fungal parachutes.
This actually... goddamn you and you're locking your superior. It's funny that you locked it at -2, but it's super annoying because I keep wanting to move it, and I can't on you. Which is super annoying.
No, it's great.
I mean, you locked it at...
Love that.
You cannot reach my superior because I locked it in the basement. However, clarity,
So much sense though.
yeah.
Blackbird is trying to shift your labels, actually both your
Fuck
labels,
her. Nope.
I don't even care what it is.
I don't even care what it is. It's her.
She wants to shift your superior up and you're freaked down. You're busy looking for the
Why?
move to say, because she wants you to be thinking and using your powers less.
No.
No,
She's not my mom. She might be a cousin that I don't know about, but she's
not my mom. Okay, so when you
rejects.
someone's influence, you roll. You just roll.
Just a straight 2d6.
It's a straight 2d6 on a hit. Blah blah blah. What do we get?
Where's my dice roller?
It's at the bottom of the stats.
Found
There's a flat one. Bloop.
9.
I heard the beep. Oh God, look at you. All right, on a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a 10 plus, on a 7 and 9, choose one of the options below. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. I want to point out, and I always mention this probably, but only the first bullet option there requires immediately acting to prove them wrong in order to do whatever. So clear condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
+1 forward against them.
You should definitely make a note that Blackbird does not have influence over you anymore.
Okay.
Because that is probably pretty... I mean, that's practically a level up for you. Honestly.
It's in my influence over notes.
Influence over. Blackbird can suck it.
Does Blackbird. So I think with that, if you don't want,
No, you go. You go. Do your thing.
Also, sorry for yelling in your ear, Joyce.
It's totally fine. I'm glad you're yelling at Blackbird, not me. Thank God.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
And I think she's just sort of like her eyes are glowing purple, like she's just like at the winds, and she's gonna look at Blackbird, and I don't know if it's gonna be like a power thing or just like her focus is just so intense. She's like, you obviously have no idea what you're dealing with since you don't have powers. So let me just tell it to you straight. No. And you can take your backup and shove it up your ass. Because I'm done with your bullshit, and I'm tired of who you are, because you won't say shit about anything, and you just blame everything out on everybody else. So fuck off.
Are you wanting her to leave?
Yeah.
All right. That's interesting. Shit, where do I want to be for this?
Or I'm gonna leave one of the two.
One of the yeah, just
gonna jet down and
drop Caleb and then just leave. That's an interesting thing.
I can take her on, I can have her start doing a chase where Caleb I get distract her and Caleb can go and infiltrate.
Okay.
Infiltrate is that's a lofty use of what I'm gonna do.
Infiltrate like a bullet trying to shot.
Skyline.
What was the very last thing that you said to her?
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Definitely fuck off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Telling Sean right now that he's missing a very spicy Mitzi right now.
He's
Hello there.
This is what we like to call ghost pepper mincy.
Tattoo.
Ghost Pepper Mitzi. Okay.
I like it.
Somewhere.
Yes, he's
Where did
thinking
I
about
put
math.
the?
How come that's there anyway? What are all the...
It's like it's in his imagination. That's what he's looking
No, that isn't it. I gotta find the thing. Where did I put the move at? Oh no. Where did I put the move at?
Which move are you looking for?
The one about dealing with a reset. Where did I put? Oh, there it is.
Oh no. Are we resetting right now?
Yeah.
Is this what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I do have.
Resetting while I'm like free falling, because that would be funny.
Yes, absolutely.
What? Yes.
Drop me. Just drop me.
Okay.
He
I
would have
love
put you
this.
down gently.
No, just
He
drop
would've-
me. Like, that's fine. I'm down.
Oh! You better construct like a hang glider quickly so you can catch that man.
Catch these hands.
Catch these hands.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. So yeah, what Blackbird says in response to that, is, Chica, she leans into that a little hard. When you're babbling and you're the only one who understands what it is that you're even talking about, you might not be the sane one and right about then everything, and you're just drawing breath to yell at her one more time. And you're standing back in the arcade right next to Silas and shout, "Fuck off!" And what? Jesus, what? Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Is Caleb here too, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just standing there. So you get the your body has no wound up momentum, but your brain is still remembering the adjusting to falling thing. So there's definitely a stumble as you're do you ever
It's like when you wake up because you feel like you're falling.
Yes, exactly like that. That's exactly. Yeah, you're like, huh. I was tripping. I was falling. And now.
What?
So all three of your phones are ringing.
Don't answer it.
I'm gonna look at who it is.
It's
Goodall.
Yeah, it's Goodall. It's Agent.
Missy's like, I am psychic, and I don't even need to know that. I'm not even psychic.
I'm using my powers right now. It's just Goodall. And he's like,
No, don't.
But she's actually seems like she's pretty. I mean, she seems pretty decent. She's all right. No? What? Wait, didn't you guys leave already? What? And he starts getting a nosebleed. Silas starts getting a nosebleed.
Yeah, I think Mitzi's already got one.
Yeah.
You guys get nosebleeds on resets now?
Yeah.
The second one.
All the resets cause okay, Frank, can you see the move on the sheet? Take a look at Discord. Or not Discord, sorry, I lied. Roll20. Check out this action, because this is what happens now when the timeline resets. Frank is frozen in horror.
I'm gonna take a short break.
Let's go with Mitzi first here. When you fight the dissociative fugue state, yeah, please. When you fight the dissociative fugue state induced by false reality syndrome, roll freak. It's blank.
We roll again.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to roll again. It's not gonna want. It doesn't.
Wow.
That's a good.
All hits.
Rar. On a hit, you manage to hold the two threads of reality separate in your mind, neither shard splintering against the other, neither driving spikes into your consciousness. The GM will tell you the most significant thing that's different between the old and new realities from your point of view, and you can ask follow-up questions. So the most significant thing is that now there are frantic messages coming in from...
Are you also getting texts from Goodall as well? Or
yeah, texts, phone calls, basically, yeah.
What do the texts say?
We are experiencing a FRS event that we believe involves you. Please stand down so that it doesn't become compounded while we try to determine the location, the origin. Please stand down. This is affecting Aegis staff as well as yourself.
How does she know it's affecting us?
That's an excellent question. On a 10 plus, you can ask.
How does she know it's
that's the first follow-up question. How did she know?
That's my first question.
That's your first question. How did she know that it's affecting you. You know, this goes back to like every call that Goodall has made has been like weirdly, I'm going to say proactive. Like Sentinel Plaza is being attacked. 5 seconds later, Sentinel Plaza suffers literally the first part of its attack. Like they were calling ahead of time.
Are they the ones coordinating this? Are they the ones doing it? I'm asking out loud. It's not like questions. I mean, I'm asking it.
The coincidences are mounting up. I mean, here, let's put it this way. They have been under the impression that somehow Rook has been doing this because Rook's been involved in all of this. Rook has certainly been suffering as a result of this because you take people like Facet, and she's been getting rocked by this because she's been reset so many times that she's just a fucking mess. She literally at this point in time has no conditions left. Because if you look when you miss, you take a condition appropriate to the dissonance in your mind, the condition cannot be cleared through any normal means. It just stays.
Oh, wow.
So, as soon as we figure out abnormal means to get rid of it, we'll let you know, Hero. Chin up. So, they have not figured that out. And it kind of, Rook makes a very good scapegoat for people who would be fucking with this kind of stuff, but they seem to be the ones that get targeted more than the ones that actually seem to be doing it. Maybe Aegis is the one that's doing it, and they're fucking with Rook.
Yeah.
Could be. Amongst other things. Amongst other resets. Who knows what all they've been doing.
Those my two questions, or was it just one question?
How does Goodall know that we were being affected? I mean, they knew that you were headed toward. Well, they must.
We got a fax.
They knew that you were on the way, because that's an excellent question. You don't know, but the answer is because Perry fucked up and let them know that he was actually doing something with the fax machine. But
it's so weird. Like, if you did something with the fax machine, how would they connect the dots that we would like know the coordinates or be on our way or something?
They start watching you guys. I mean, Aegis is watching you a lot more closely, I think, than you guys have figured out that they're watching you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're definitely tracking and that kind of stuff.
I want to do another thing, but I'll let you do.
But they certainly I think that answers that's your two questions.
I think so.
I think so. So
I asked a lot of questions at once.
They certainly know. They certainly seem to be getting the heads up really close to you. So either they've got trackers on you, or they're literally tracking you, or they've got whatever. Destroy your phones. I don't know. And then there's are they the ones doing this? And like, probably, maybe, very, very maybe. I mean, it seems to be. I mean, it makes more sense. It makes more sense than it being Rook.
Yeah.
At this point, given how badly Rook's been gotten fiddled with and messed with and stuff over and over, it doesn't seem like the kind of thing where it's actually Rook doing it. Right. So
I'm going to do something else on that brain wave, but you can go to
yes, absolutely. Caleb, how are you handling this? He's got a look on his face.
Not great, probably.
We'll find out. Roll Freak.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this unleash your powers, or is this just rolling Freak?
Because
if I roll Freak to do it, it's going to give me the -2 to unleash my powers.
What is the condition that messes with Freak? What condition?
Hopeless.
It's kind of fitting.
I believe that the condition would affect this. So yeah, just roll it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I feel like being hopeless is going to make it hard for you to sort this out. That's still a
You know
salary.
what?
Woo.
I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit.
I'll take a hit. On a hit, you manage to blah, blah, blah. The GM will tell you the most significant thing that's different between the old and new realities from your point of view. And you can ask a follow-up question. Okay, so on the most significant thing that's different between the old and new realities from your point of view. Before, when you guys were about to set off, Birthright got a call from both Oya and Aegis. Not you guys. This time, and they did it, like, you guys got the call within a couple of minutes of, like, figuring out what it is that you needed to do. This time, they've called all you guys, so it would follow that they know that calling Birthright didn't have the intended effect, so they're trying to get a hold of all of you guys. So somebody with cutting to the chase, because you're not asking the question about who's possibly doing this, but somebody at Aegis knows about both timelines, because otherwise, why would they change what they did? Calling Birthright didn't stop you guys from going and getting into any hijinks, so they're trying both of you. So somebody at Aegis is remembering both timelines. Or something. Got exposed to both timelines. Or something.
Okay. So. Okay. I don't know if you said this. This is just the most pressing question. Did Oya call again this time?
And sorry.
Are you asking? Are you asking like Birthright? Is Oya calling you too? Like that?
No. My follow-up question is, like, so you're telling me the biggest differences between the two. So
all right.
I remember Oya calling at the same time as Agent Goodall last time.
Oya called Birthright last time. Oya did not. Still just and actually didn't call. She's messaging.
So she didn't call Birthright this time.
Yeah, she's like, and if you want to look, like the messages are basically, it's like, is Oya is calling you? No, she's messaging me. Like, and you kind of look at it, and it's like, hang on, listen, whatever you guys are doing, you should probably not do it. Hang on, I'm still talking to someone else. 1 second, don't do anything. You like, so she's like, not calling, but she's also it looks like she's like trying to have two conversations and message him at the same time and all this other kind of stuff.
That was I wanted to know if Oya's doing the same thing as last time or if she's changing it up this time.
It is changing a little bit, yeah.
Okay. That leads me to believe that she's involved.
Well, I mean, somebody
I didn't say I was correct. I just said
somebody from the Exemplars was dispatched. So Exemplars were involved
Blackbird.
For sure. Yeah, Blackbird was dispatched. So, but Blackbird's a weird one because Blackbird, like how Patrol is sort of part of the group, but as the representative of the Halcyon Police Department, Blackbird is part of the group and sort of a representative of Aegis. Aegis can certainly always reach out to the Exemplars and make requests, but there's only one person on the team that they can go, hey, you need to go do this thing for us. And they basically go, sir, yes, sir. And that's Blackbird. With that said, still involves the Exemplars by doing it. So there's a lot there. Who knows? Something definitely happened there that is changing the series of events that Oya went through. And she might be experiencing like the very faintest of FRS or something like
Yeah.
that. Blackbird is not experiencing the very faintest of FRS.
Oh,
She is unremembering getting knocked across the sky a quarter mile and all that kind of fun stuff. So she's got much more intense memories to deal with right now.
Yeah.
I love the word unremembering.
The thing I want to do real quick.
Okay.
As we're trying to like get our brains right.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mitzi, because she sees that Goodall's calling them, right?
Yeah.
I think
There's
she's
a call. There's a message. Yeah.
I want to use my last burn and take a condition and use elemental awareness on Goodall.
Oh. Okay. So Goodall is a petite little thing. She's like maybe 5'2".
Oh, then Mitzi. Yep.
She's like a in government agency terminology, she's an analyst, not a field operative. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So smart little suit, the white button-down shirt underneath, no tie, but like a little just kind of the way Agent 13 or shoot, what's her name? The blonde who was in Captain America, who was the agent, who was working with S.H.I.E.L.D., and then she was with the CIA, and I can't remember her name now. But she's like...
Peggy Carter?
Peggy Carter's granddaughter, or grandniece.
Oh, the niece. Yeah,
the grandniece or whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
Her. Like how she presented in Captain America Winter Soldier, where she's like working in the office and that kind of stuff. She's like around there, that kind of thing, but still look like she can do something. So she's a little thing, long blonde hair, pulled back in a pretty tight queue, frantically typing, several screens up, blood spattered on her white shirt, where it's like run down, and it's in kind of a smear because she wiped at it at one point in time, but it's still going. One eye, the one up on this right-hand side, pretty badly bloodshot. Reaching out to her, not a migraine, but like the really, really bad sinus headache that might as well be kind of a feeling. Like so it's not like the white blinding pain, but definitely that behind the eye thing. And you can't, the first thought in your mind beyond the stuff that she's trying to do is this sort of wondering thing. I wonder if I'm hemorrhaging. I wonder if this is going to be, I wonder if this is the one where my brain finally, where a vein finally gives out and it just kills me. Am I having a stroke? Do I smell toast? And that's the sort of static that's running in the background while she's trying to type to you guys and do all this stuff. I should probably have you roll so I can we get the rest. Oh no, do you not have to roll?
Yeah, I can ask a question about the world around you, and the GM will answer honestly.
Okay, so what do you want to know? That's just surface crap. So what is the deal with her?
Pretty much, I kind of want to see, trying to pinpoint exactly what my question is. It's on her. It's specifically about her. How does she know that these things are about to happen?
Okay.
How is she like always telling us ahead of time? How is she always like trying to?
Okay.
What's her process? What's in her brain? Like what's going on?
Okay. So she's in and again I'm sorry that I'm doing, but you can, that kind of control room that you, if you haven't seen that particular, just imagine like the Houston control room for like a rocket flight or kind of thing. So it's a big room like that, bunch of terminals, but in this case, the thing is wall-to-wall computing, like very high-tech stuff that you've never seen, kind of computing stuff. Different screens running probability matrices and stuff like that. The place is crawling with like analysts with the tie pulled down kind of a thing, rushing back and forth, shouting out various stuff and shooting things back and forth. Probability shifting again. Everybody in there nosebleeds. Couple of them are laid out on the floor. One of them is crying. But it's a huge thing. She's kind of central to this. where all this stuff is sort of happening behind her. So what you're getting is that there's this whole big group of people who are literally sort of analyzing and running numbers on all of this stuff, because they're shouting things about, timeline probability and recurrence probability and, chance of variance is spiking all the way across the ocean, all the way along the shoreline. Blackbird is deviating. Blackbird is definitely deviating. This kind of stuff is going on. So she knows about this because she is the person who drew and it wasn't a short straw at the time, but basically drew the short straw to be your point of contact with Aegis for phone calls and that kind of thing, and just like communications and stuff. Like, it's all going to come through this agent, and she was the one who drew that straw, and that has turned into now being the person who has to channel all this information and then sort of filter it back down and still kind of talk to you guys like everything is normal. Okay. How
does she know beforehand?
They're telling her. All these people back here are telling her, like, either seconds before it happens or seconds after it happens, because the sheer amount of intel coming into this room is just, you think about how many times Halcyon City has been broken and rebuilt, and every time they rebuild it, they can put in more cameras and mics.
Okay.
They've got the entire city wired.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes. So that's partly it. And the last thing that you're sort of getting from this, and it actually, there's a very interesting effect here, but the door opens in the back side of the room, like the big double doors, and you hear Parker shouting, "We are not resetting them while they're within range of the base. We have no idea what that's going to do. If we're going to reset them, we're going to reset them proactive." And she's storming down towards Goodall, and as she's getting closer to Goodall, your connection fades out. Like, there's too much interference. She's generating like some kind of interference that's messing with your
Parker has a thingy.
Has a thingy, and as she's getting closer, like, Goodall just kind of drops into that, under that static umbrella, so to speak. It doesn't feel like it's a special ability of hers, but it is something that is definitely screwing with your connection.
I think, because I need to take a condition, I think I want to take guilty, because I feel bad for all those intel guys, like, being caught in the timeline ropes.
Yeah.
Especially for Goodall, like, just poor Goodall.
Well, and the thing is, there's an interesting thing about this, because generally speaking, the effect that typically has been happening with the FRS is, if it happens, the people that are nearby are the ones that are affected. But by extension, anybody who is really closely aware of the previous timeline and the other timeline, that's going to be somewhat geographically limited. But if you've got somebody who's closely monitoring it from a great distance, is still going to experience that dissonance and that split. She's been watching you guys and has had to now live through at least 2 different resets, because she's been, like, basically in your guys' back pocket or right nearby experiencing those resets. So
yeah.
The analysts probably not so much, because the analysts are sort of getting it third hand and stuff, but this one actually reset with them in the bubble. So
yeah.
Generally
speaking, a little guilty that, like, they're not, poor analysts and like the interns aren't the issue.
Yeah.
Feel bad for them.
Yes. I feel bad for them. So that's definitely what's going on. We'll let you guys cook on that for a second while we loop back to Frank.
Yeah.
Back
in the 80s. Do we hear like a guitar riff just slowly like happening in the background?
Excuse me, it's early 90s, not 80s. Let's get it straight. Right. It's early 90s.
You said late 80s, early 90s. So
you gotta go like more of like, well, especially for Frank, you gotta go more like synthwave. A little bit more Smiths, a little bit more Erasure, I think.
Ooh, you know what it is?
Safety Dance?
It's no, the
Safety Dance?
I'm trying to think. It was early 90s, wasn't it, when the whole monk thing The Gregorian chant thing that had the
Yes.
house beat underneath it.
Yes.
Was that early 90s or late 80s? I forget.
It was definitely early 90s at least because it was a
Okay.
college thing. It was everywhere. Anyway, what do you
Sorry.
what are
So,
you
yeah,
I'm going to say, just to add insult to injury, you're probably aware that you gave something away to the house manager there as she stormed out of the or stalked
Yes, I'm
away.
not because of picking up any emotional cues, of course. That wouldn't happen. Just the rate at which she was walking was faster, which is indicative of
Wanting to hurry,
an
which is
anger,
funny.
anger and frustration and blah blah blah.
You
blah.
have to
So, yeah.
hand it to the strength of the simulation that even the people that clearly know it's a simulation while they're in the simulation still think that hurrying physically is going to do anything in terms of them getting out of the sim any faster.
Right. I mean, it also could be the heuristic response is putting that on there. She's already clicked out, and it is just running that animation
Absolutely.
heuristically based on the last emotion that it received from her. So that's also possible.
All right. So what are you going to do here? What do you that clearly you agitated some people and you may have just agitated them some more. So what are you going to do? Because these guys, whoever these folks are, have got you essentially in a box. And
I think my key to breaking out is the only game that I'm not allowed to touch. So I'm gonna lickety split. I mean, totally cool, but with a purpose. Get back over and check out the Pac-Man game.
oh, because you already beat
I've
that
already
one.
beaten it. It's on a pedestal. Nobody touches it. So I'm thinking that I got to get to level 255.
Mm-hmm.
And is it 255 that's half, or is it 256 that's
256 is the one that's broken.
Right. And so I'm thinking that there is a secret door, kind of like the Easter egg in the old Atari adventure game, where you got to get through the it's going to be on the side of the screen that you can't see. Somewhere there's going to be an out there that will let me go with it and ride the lightning
Can I watch?
out.
This is Zhao. Are you going to do Pac-Man? Can I watch?
Heck yeah, I'm going to do Pac-Man. Okay. This is where Perry needs to figure out, is Zhao on his side or not? Because
I want to say pierce the mask so bad.
I know, right? But this also feels pierce the masky, but it also feels assess the situation-y. Because, but I'll let you make the call. Because basically, like, I know in some respect they're using me in this simulation to crack her open.
Yes. Yeah. They're trying to figure out how now everybody. This is what's funny is that they ran the simulation too well. They're all running sims of Mitzi and Caleb and Silas, and all of the Mitzi and Caleb Silas sims had special instructions, things that you need to try to bring up with Perry to try to get answers from Perry about how these things work. And none of these annoying simulations of these annoying kids actually did what we were telling them to do.
The secret messages from last week.
Freaking hell. I can't even get the kids to listen when we program them. This is the ages. They're just
To be fair, we spent like half the time in the game simulation and half the time not in the simulation.
I know.
That's true.
That's fair. But yeah.
Also, suck it, Aegis.
Yeah. I know how much time was actually allocated to that, so I know it wasn't, likely to happen for any more than like one person. But with that said, I'm absolutely rolling with the idea that even your simulations don't listen to things that Aegis wants you to do. So
Yeah, I don't really have a move that applies to this.
Either
it's just I've got to go off of like a combination of gut feeling and what I've quote unquote sussed out from the simulation, but also factoring in the filter of they're going to try to mask
if you're going to approach this super logically and just not really have an emotion about this because you're being Perry the supercomputer right now, then I say assess the situation. If you're going to make an emotional connection with Dr. Infinity and actually try to make a connection with Dr. Infinity, that carries with it certain benefits that you have never once benefited from yet in 27 sessions, he said, dangling that particular juicy carrot. But it also carries with it a lot of risk because, again, you're bad at that.
Yes.
So it's really a
Well,
question of like,
this
are you going to?
definitely seems like the time when you gotta use the tool at the bottom of the box that you've been afraid to use for so long.
Certainly, it will
Sorry,
not be.
that analogy got away from me as I was, but yeah. So yeah, let's go for the emotional connection and
try.
see if I want her to help me or not. So that's going to be a Pierce, yeah?
That is a Pierce the Mask, rolling
Oh,
plus
dear.
mundane. Oh, you know what? You can add 1 to it though.
Oh, that's right, because I have the
You have influence over Dr. Infinity, so you get.
do I have
1.
to do I have to add the plus?
You
or
need
can
to
I
put
just
the
press
1. No, just put 1 in there. You just put 1 in
Okay.
the box. You do get a 1 for Dr. Infinity.
Oh,
Oh, that was so needed.
That's
Holy
fantastic.
cow.
You got the 1. You got 1, just enough to get you over the. I love it. I
yeah.
love it. Okay, so Pierce the Mask on a 7-9. You can ask one of those questions. What do you intend to do? What are you
Hold
really
that up real
planning?
quick.
What do you want me to do?
Hit bigger you.
What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? Or how can I get influence over you, which is really not an issue.
Yeah, it's got to be the what are you really planning, right?
Or what do you
Because I
intend
need,
to do? Either one of those
or
things.
what do you yeah, either one of those is it's kind of like because I need to know the ulterior motive.
Yeah, so the conversation goes something like, it's like, can I watch? And like, well, do you want to watch? Will it help? Because I want to help as much as I can, whatever it is that you're doing. And there's times when she stops being as much like Zhao and much,
Mm-hmm.
I want to help as much as I can with whatever you need help with. Anything that you need help with, I'll help. Sweetie. Like, kind of like, oh shit, right. Sweetie. Like, tacked on the end. Gotta stay in character.
I feel like Sweetie might even be overplaying it, considering Zhao and Perry's relationship.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
But I dig it.
Babe. No.
Nookie lumps. Immediate
Anyway,
no from the gallery.
So the takeaway from this is Dr. Infinity's on your side. The brain
Great.
is on your side. They don't have that.
They haven't broken in.
They want
yet.
that interface to be happening so that they can see how you're interacting and see if they can figure out a way of simulating your authority so that they can start giving it commands.
Right.
Or something.
So
those lines.
So the idea then is not to block her out and do it myself. It's to keep her close to me and block out what we are doing from them.
Right.
So
2-person Disc of Tron. No.
Actually, that is a thing, but it's the wrong. So yeah, there is not a co-op mode to my knowledge on Pac-Man because that wasn't a thing back then.
It may not be Pac-Man. You might have been thinking about this the whole way, or rather, the key for you might be different than the key for making a connection to her.
What's her favorite game?
I think she wants to do the 2-person Disc of Tron thing. She totally
Okay.
wants to do that. She wants something where you guys can be something co-op, and there aren't a lot of co-op things back
I
from
don't know
this
how to call
era.
it. It's like the one where Elf needs food badly.
Oh, Gauntlet.
Yeah, maybe it's Gauntlet. So I'm getting a very strong Gauntlet reaction here. It might have to.
We have to go with Gauntlet.
Is Gauntlet the one with the ostriches where you're raiding the ostriches and?
No, that's Joust.
Joust.
Gauntlet
Okay.
is Gauntlet is the one
yeah.
where you're looking straight down at the dungeon and you're trying to steer, and like it's a 4-person game, and one person plays the warrior and the one person plays the elf and the
Okay.
wizard and the Valkyrie.
Dwarf. So
Dwarf.
there were like 6 different heroes because there was a Valkyrie, the wizard, the elf,
the original one that was just 4.
Did it become a 6-person co-op at
Yes,
one point, or
because
was it always 4?
the Valkyrie was added later.
Yeah.
But I mean, did they add a 5th joystick?
No, it was always only 4 players, but you could choose
you could
between
pick.
6 different.
In any case, this version is the 4-person one. But yeah, warrior needs food badly. Elf is about to die.
Yep,
That was, oh my god, that thing scarred me. All right, so yeah, she's like, can I play? Can I?
It's gonna be on somebody's
Can we do
lines and veil?
Can we
no quoting Gauntlet?
Can we do Gauntlet? I want to be the elf. I like being the elf.
You want to be the elf? Yeah, sure, we'll be the elf. Yeah, let's go do that.
I need you to be in front though and be the big meaty warrior, and
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to be the wizard, but if you
if you want to be the wizard's fine.
No, if you're gonna be no, I want you to be the elf.
It makes more sense for you to be the wizard,
and I can be the tank.
Oh, it makes sense for you to be the wizard.
Look, my proficiency doesn't change. It's just my level of enjoyment. But my level of enjoyment of playing the tank will be offset by how much I enjoy watching you play your favorite character.
I have never seen Big Bang Theory, and I never ever will. But he's giving off Sheldon energy with his girlfriend so bad right now. It's just crazy. Anyway, all right. So you guys start doing Gauntlet and start working back to back, Robin. Working on that, and I think, Frank, that I want you to.
Gotta be a roll of something.
Unleash your powers.
Yeah.
And you take +1 because this is with it relates to your bond that you have with Dr. Infinity, so you do your influence thing. So freak plus your influence +1. Ooh. Again, that +1 is what gets you.
Wow.
All right, when you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment or extend your senses.
Does it feel like a reshape my environment? It feels like a reshape environment. Or is it an extend senses to get out of this environment?
Well, I think
either way.
It's kind of both. I mean, it's a combination of all these various
It really
things.
feels like Wreck-It Ralph and riding the power cord to get the hell out of the console and into the.
Yeah. Or in this case, kind of like, well, it seems like the simulation can be overloaded. So what do we need to do? We need to make things so complicated that that the simulation can't keep up.
The simulation knows that we can, we've probably played 2-player games. Like she's off playing a game, I'm playing a game, we're playing 2-player games. We both need to play 2 characters at the same time on this game.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, as soon as you drop down the car, it's just like, add another character, and you're like, and she's just kind of like, can we?
Can we?
All right. So yeah, joystick.
I can order orange chicken and another orange chicken.
Anyway, so.
Yes, Andrew, you can do that. The next time you are at Panda Express, you can get orange chicken. You don't have to get orange chicken or beef and broccoli. You can get orange chicken and more orange chicken. They will let you do that.
Wait, stop before we go off on a side.
Sorry.
Pull it in. Bring it in. All right. Mitzi. Clarity.
Yes, hi.
You're also in the arc. We cut from the arc with the panning around the joust table, and it's like doing the full circle thing, you know, where like it's panning around the two of them doing this thing, and it continues to pan around the joust and looks down at the screen while everything is happening, and then the screen goes black and the camera comes back up again, and it's in the dark arcade, and it's still at the old gauntlet table, but you guys are still standing at the door kind of like trying to figure out like what is going on, and we see the dark gauntlet table over there and the thing. I love the parallel that you guys are all in the same place, just at different points in time. Anyway.
Time.
Yeah.
Quote.
Time. Yeah, time. Simulated time.
I think she's coming to, and she's like, son of a bitch.
So the problem that you're running, the problem, as seems to be, that Aegis is doing
behind this?
Doing time resets.
Yeah.
What we've all learned from this episode is that Perry doing Perry stuff is infinitely better than anybody else trying to do Perry stuff. Because everyone else doing Perry stuff is very bad at it.
Yeah, I think she's like, son of a bitch, and she's like coming to, and she's like shaking her head because her eyes are finally fading. She looks over to Caleb and like Silas. She's like, they're the ones who are doing the resets.
And the problem there, of course, is that if they're able to do resets, trying to do anything to stop them when they can reset everything, they can just keep doing this.
I heard that they didn't like resetting like at the base. So
yes, they were very
fast enough.
Yeah, Parker was very, because when she walked in, she was walking in with the nosebleed, and like pressing and just shouting over her pressing on the like it affected her too, and she was not at all happy about that.
So I think if we need to get to them, we have to be close, because if they don't want to reset themselves anymore. What do you think, Caleb?
Yes, definitely ask his opinion on that.
I'm gonna be honest, Mitzi. All I want to do right now is smash in all of those doors until I find Perry, and then drag him out of there, and then punch.
Wait, hold on. And she's gonna pause and do a mental connection between all of them, because she's like, and then like mentally she's like, they're always listening now at this point. We can't speak out loud anymore.
Do an unleash your powers on that, please.
Oh no, it's usually just okay to just do.
Yes, I know. In this particular instance, it's a good thing. It's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing. It's just a freak.
Trying to think if I have any. I don't have any bonuses, so because it's general.
No, add bonds or blah, blah, blah. Influence. Add a +1 for influence.
Okay. How did I miss that?
Can I spend team to help?
Yes, absolutely. Spend team to help.
Cool.
Which is both the team. It's both because you already spent the other one. I forgot to take it off of there, but I'll tell you exactly what happened too. You're setting up the thing just like you automatically do, and you're getting like just blasting in from the side. Green elf is about to die. Warrior needs food badly. And you're like, gee, what? And it's very Frank, you gotta rein it in on this next thing I'm about to say. Psychically, Perry's very well endowed. Have you guys ever seen?
You've got that going.
Have you guys ever seen The Shadow?
No.
There's a bit in there where this one character is like kind of very low key psychic. It's like, usually I can't pick up anybody's thoughts like that so easily, but I picked up you all the way across the city. And Alec Baldwin, without missing a beat and completely dead, is like, psychically I'm very well endowed. And then he just walks off. Anyway, but you're getting you kind of, it's almost a flinched response of like, the thing. It's like somebody's messing with me. It
It's
hurts.
like whenever you like try to plug in your phone and like or something, you get like the massive like whiny feedback, and you're like, "Oh, hello."
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like that, and it isn't.
Plugging a hot mic. Yeah.
Caleb's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's probably Perry. It's probably Perry. It's okay. It's Perry. Just
I actually have the best thing in the world where he would just be like, "Oh, that's Gauntlet." Like, he's just like calmly like, "It's just this video game."
He's playing
and
Gauntlet.
I'm gonna walk over to the Gauntlet game.
he's playing this right here.
What is that?
The video game from it's super old. Like, this is
So
like,
everything at this point is gonna be psychic. Just FYI.
yeah,
It's a video game. It's like 50 years old.
that's surprisingly close, and I don't like that. Cool.
1985. So 35 years old. 37 years old.
It's surprisingly close. I
know, but
I keep thinking it was like 10 or 15 years ago.
Given you guys' response to fax machines 2 sessions ago or 1 session ago, I feel confident in the fact that Caleb would say 50 and just kind of round down.
100% though, like, yeah, he would absolutely just be like, I don't know, it's old as shit. But it's cool, check it out. And I'm gonna go like, is it on?
It can be. It's probably on a power strip or something. Like they shut it down for the day
I'm gonna go look for the power strip and turn it on.
All right. So, basically, you've got some kind. Okay, how should I put this? You've sort of got Frank in the loop, but he doesn't know that he's in the loop. Frank. You've got Perry in the loop, but like his mic is open, but his headset isn't actually on. This may be a little bit too close to home.
Not unlike what happened with Frank this morning.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. But yeah, so you're getting a one-sided signal from Perry when you set this thing up. So, but yeah, to that end, the conversation you guys are having is definitely off the books. You guys are all just kind of standing there, wandering around, not talking.
I feel like this is very much a keyed.
You've got about a week and a half before Aegis realizes that means you guys are talking psychically, and it's like, okay, they're talking right now. Watch their body language. We're reading their body language, people. Reading body language at this point. You know.
Start dancing. Just do the Running Man.
Anyway, okay, so you're right. Caleb is at least showing you the gauntlet cabinet. Yeah. I forgot it was a stand-up thing. I've seen it with tables, but this one's a stand-up, and that's kind of true.
So I'm kind of looking to see if we see the same like high score name as we did on Pac-Man Machine.
No.
What's the top one?
Well, the top one is still PDP. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, the top one isn't PDP. The top one is MDI. MD for doctor, I for infinity.
I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
No.
I'm just really like, damn it, I thought this would lead us somewhere. I'm sorry, guys. I had a good idea, I thought.
I got nail polish on my nails. Purple on this side, my favorite color, and pink on this side to remind me of that when we were on cruise ship.
Oh,
thank you.
Love it.
It's awesome.
That was adorable.
My son actually did a dual setup of nail polish. I tried to do it with him last time. I cannot do it. It makes my fingers feel claustrophobic. Like when the paint dries, it pulls on your nails and it gets them tight, and I don't like that feeling. I like the colors. I can't stand the feeling.
I just get gel nail done just because I need nail protection so badly.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. No, it doesn't seem to be necessarily connection there. At least you haven't been able to figure that out. You could try to assess the situation if you want to, Caleb. Rolling your superior. I believe that's -2.
Hang on. Hang on. Oh, I'm not guilty anymore, so I don't get a -4. You know what?
You can try to think your way through it. I mean,
We're going to do an assess the situation because I forgot about this because I didn't roll after we did the thing. The first time in a session, use team to help a teammate take +1 forward. I haven't used that yet.
go for it.
I only have a -1.
Go for it. He almost had a thought. Then he did. Okay, so assess the situation. How could we best end this quickly? Probably. I don't know. Take a look at the assess situation questions. What you have, Clarity, is thanks to his unleash his powers and your unleash your powers, you've got some kind of connection to Frank. You know physically sort of where they're at. You need to be able to do something before they reset everything.
Okay, I have my question.
Yeah,
all right, what's the question?
How can we best end this quickly?
Okay. So whatever the answer to this is, if you go along with this, is you get a +1 on that roll too.
Is her there's a elemental something. Does that include wormholes?
No.
Okay.
No. She can't do wormholes yet.
It feels like more of a Perry flavored thing, but it also depends on how you would create it.
The thing that you can do, the best way to end this quickly is Clarity knows where everybody is over there. She has an anchor point in Perry. Just knock everybody out in like a quarter-mile radius. 400 meters? 200 meters, maybe 200 meters. And just knock everybody out. Just like go out through Frank, like by way of Perry, just have Mitzi just knock everybody flat out unconscious. And theoretically, at that point, Perry can get loose.
I'm just gonna psychically go to Mitzi and just be like, "Hey Mitzi, I know this was a super traumatic time in your life, but do you remember the party where you brain froze everyone?
Yeah.
Do you think you could do that again?"
Willingly?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It's like if you did that to the facility thing that they're all in, like if you just sit there and lock them all down, I can just go run in, grab Perry, and then we bolt out of there, and they can't reset us if they can't do anything. Right? That's how that works? God, I hope that's how this works.
I mean, if they're not conscious to do anything, then they can't do anything.
Right? That was my thought.
Yeah. I could try.
Okay. Well,
I can get Silas will say, listen, this is I think, and I don't want to put too much on Silas, but I think there's a line between I want to be a hero and work with all the famous people and be a famous person and work with the organization that helps heroes do their hero work, and they're kidnapping people and fucking with everybody's memories. That is going to make this a relatively simple decision in the short term for Silas to make with like helping in terms of getting people over there.
So Silas gonna fly.
Silas can fly Caleb there, toot sweet, and basically help with that situation. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna straight up tell Silas, I'm like, I'm gonna go run in, I'm gonna grab him, but you need to be ready to get me out of here, because
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's do this. Ready? Go, team, go.
So
Is that what?
I think you're once again, Mitzi, unleashing your powers.
Yes.
Of course.
Because you're turning that environment into an environment full of unconscious people.
Okay. Do I get that +1 because I'm acting on, or is it something else?
I don't think so. Oh wait, no, I take that back. No, from Caleb's plan, yes, +1 from that. Sorry, I thought it was like a. What'd you say?
Also, Mitzi's being hot right now, so that will help Silas's decision making.
True. It is true.
That's fair. That's fair. Mitzi's being hot, so Silas is much more likely to go along with the plan.
Okay. So sorry. Did I get the +1?
Yes. Yes. I was thinking about. I thought you were talking like a +1 from like an influence or something like that. I'm like, I don't think so, but.
Okay.
But yeah.
9.
We don't have any team left, but
That's okay.
that's okay. A 9's a 9. Unleash your unstable temporary or take a condition.
I will take a condition because it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot to do all this, and you are technically like sort of assaulting several dozen agents of law and order.
Details. I'm gonna go with insecure.
That seems fair. That seems entirely fair. I'm feeling not great about this. This decision that makes me question things.
Caleb, you better know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's like, as she's like using Perry as a focal point, she's like expanding her mind just a bit more and allowing just to fill up that space and trying to connect to every single brain that's there and just trying to hit a snooze button on all of them.
Okay.
I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what exactly the
Looks
symbols.
a lot like Professor X's hotel seizure.
Is that from Logan? Am I thinking of?
Yeah, that's from Logan.
Oh, yeah. I need to rewatch that. I need to rewatch that movie. It's such a good movie.
I'm gonna watch the scene right now.
It's less like that one and more like the field trip that they take in the first X-Men. Because like it's less of like the seizure where it's completely out of control and more like everybody just stops.
Yep.
Good point.
Yep. Oh yeah, the one wasn't there an X-Men scene in a mall where everybody just like somebody
Freezes.
somebody just freezes. I can't remember which one that was. I feel like
That's the first one.
The first one, like ever.
Yeah, like with the Bryan Singer one.
Huh. I'll go back and look at that. All right. Meanwhile, Mitzi's doing
Harry's side, it looks like the moment in the Matrix where they freeze the simulation so you can see, did you see the woman in red?
And it's just Caleb in a red dress.
All right. Caleb, I think you're tearing down through. You're trying to find Perry, getting some guidance from Mitzi, but essentially you're using your powers to like to get through as many security doors as you can, as fast as you can, to get down to where he needs to be. So I am going to have you also unleash your powers. It's an unleashy kind of day, as you use your freak to tear up this place down in the direction of.
Cool. Do I get the +1?
For your plan?
Yeah.
Oh, let me look at. I can't remember if. Let me see how that's worded. Under assessed. take +1 while acting on the answers. That's not +1 forward. That's just +1 while acting on the answers. That's crazy. We should be doing that more.
Cool. I'm gonna
So
go
yes,
and do
you got a
that then.
+1.
Yeah. No.
You're adding 4. What do you mean no?
I'm only adding 2.
No, but your freak is a 3.
Yep, but I get a -2
Oh my god. Okay, hang on.
because I am hopeless and insecure.
My gosh.
Like I'm over here playing cards with my sister's kid.
As long as you're using information you learned from your assessment to guide your actions, take +1 on your moves and rolls. All right. Yes, that is correct. A 5, eh?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you're going through here. You're tearing through. Whenever you get stuck in in any location, you're just like, Mitzi, is he above or below me? Just give me a general direction. Do I go down or am I on this? Am I on the floor? Go down somewhere. Cool. And he just cuts through the floor like, and just ripping through, bull in the china closet, just tearing through stuff.
Yeah, I have no. I was gonna say I was gonna do that anyway. Like,
Right.
I have no concern for the facility's well-being.
So
I'm doing my best not to hurt people.
Well,
like,
nobody's around to be hurt. I mean, the ones who are around are unconscious, so you're not worrying about that. But the wanton, and I'm going to say perhaps gleeful destruction of property is an ongoing thing. And what we see, and at least in several of these shots as you're doing this thing, and what we keep seeing, we initially see you doing this, and then as you drop down through a floor, we shift a little bit and we see the security camera watching, that scene. And we go from the security camera glass eyeball to some room somewhere that's got just banks of screens, and we're seeing you like moving from screen to screen and just breaking stuff and randomly breaking stuff. And under every one of these screens is a little red light blinking under, like record. That's all we're doing with this right now.
I feel like there has to be a moment where like he breaks through something and one like little like chemist jar of some sort like teeters right on the edge of something and then steadies and doesn't fall off. And there's just a quick reach back in the room and boop. And
then randomly breaks.
No, knowing Caleb is there would be something like that happen and it's stable completely and he overreacts entirely to try and catch it and like slaps it into a wall or something.
That was a priceless Ming vase.
But yeah, what we're getting, the consequences of that 5 are that it's all being recorded and we will revisit this whole scene later.
This will go down on your permanent record.
Accurate.
Like I give a crap.
Accurate. Cutting to the chase. So back to Perry and...
We're busier than a puppy with 2 Peters playing 4 people.
No. Dr. Zhao. Dr. Zhao. Yeah. Perry and Dr. Zhao. And really just this whole... where you guys are standing and you've got the 2 positions and she's over on this side and she's got the 2 positions and you're doing all this stuff and you're kind of reaching over each other. It's like, I'm steering right now. I can't shoot. You're like, I can shoot. I got to steer my guy. And I'm shooting over here and I'm doing the... So you guys are just merging almost like just this beautiful... And
best four-hand piano concerto ever.
As you get this full-on locked in kind of sense, you get the room kind of fading out around you, and what you're getting instead is you kind of like in a, I'm going to say like a chair, but it's mostly reclined, like a full-on dentist thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got like the stuff across the room. You've got like another, like a glass
Head in a jar.
Holographic head in a jar. You've got the holographic Dr. Infinity thing across the way, and you're kind of fading in and out of that between the game and doing the stuff. But ultimately, you're in the room, in this lab room, with a lot of other, with at least a half a dozen unconscious people on the floor. You're not exactly sure why that happened. And in this, strapped into this chair with Dr. Infinity across the room. And you can like, okay, get the leads off and get the, it doesn't want to come off, you know,
Right.
kind of thing. And
are they actually drilled into my skull at any point, or is it all just like taped and wires?
It's taped in wires, lots of extra leads, and like this whole like wire
mesh
thing with like
cap
with extra things on there.
Like Cerebro.
It's woven into your hair.
Oof.
Or tangled
Okay,
in
well,
your
it
hair.
looks like I might be wearing that for a while, but if I can't disconnect it from
You're like trying to get it up, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
screw it. I just
Like, nope,
pull that
exactly.
loose. There you go.
And then the leads go like
So you've
stuffed into my
got
whatever the hell.
Cut
And
the
then I'm
mesh
gonna
thing just on your head.
Take the gold and go to Bolivia.
I'm assuming that means eject Dr. Infinity and try to get the hell out of here.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
And
classical
you're doing
reference.
this and like, okay, so I'm going to save. What are they doing to you? Why are they running all the? Okay, just eject. Oh, that threw some error messages. Okay. And the door bursts open and you whirl, and it's Caleb. And when I say burst open, I mean literally bursts.
Or just like falls down.
They
I'll come
have
to rescue you.
You're a little short for a stormtrooper, but let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Caleb does not get the reference at all and just goes, I'm taller than
It's a really
you.
old movie from the Snow Planet.
Remember this really, really old movie?
The question here.
Is there dried blood in multiple layers on Perry's upper lip?
No. He's been fine. It doesn't matter if you're in the blast area if you're unaware of what changed.
Right. Oh yeah, so I've been in my little bubble.
It's
so
the it's the mental dissonance that causes the issue. You can go. They still have the power supply that's letting them do this.
Yeah, that has to change. So we're not going to take the direct route out.
So okay, I'm here to go. We gotta go. Let's go. And Perry's like,
yeah. Let's go. Let's smash more stuff on the way out.
1 second.
What? Hang on. Did Perry just say smash more stuff on the way out? Oh, this is gonna be good.
I like how he goes like this, like
this
reaches over and just knocks over something just while he's
like
still...
a cat knocking a glass off the table.
Sweet.
The computer that Dr. Infinity was hooked up to, I'm just gonna throw on the ground.
All right, we gotta go. We're gonna go. And Perry's like, actually, one thing.
What is said one thing?
That's where we're gonna stop for the day.
Yeah, I love it.
It's that too. So we're gonna stop with.
Yep.
And then Silas just outside waiting for them to
We gotta
Yeah,
go.
Silas is on ground level, ready to help extract whoever needs extracted, but also ready to run interference for anybody who might show up as backup. In theory. Hopefully.
I just want to make sure that we know where Silas is when we pick up next.
He is praying that Oya is not the person who shows up. Because at least part of Oya's...
Does he have big feelings about Oya?
Well, Oya is his mentor for his protege
that's right.
thing.
Right. I forgot about that.
Because the problem here is that the reason that Oya's whole approach changed the second time around is Blackbird came rushing in with blood dripping down her nose going, listen, those kids are a fucking problem, and is like yelling at Oya, and Oya's getting a message from Aegis saying, we're gonna need to borrow Blackbird for a second, and can you please contact Birthright and ask him to just stay out, try to keep them out of whatever it is that they think they're gonna.
They're aware of the mentor-mentee relationship.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oyo was very definitely doing a bunch of stuff like getting him, and it's an interesting situation because they're not very similar in powers, but she's the one that kind of can operate at his level for stuff. So they kind of arbitrarily, could have been Valkyrie. That would have been good too. But in any case,
I forgot to mention something, and I want to say it while we're still recording.
Mm-hmm.
When Caleb broke into Perry's place looking for Perry.
Yes.
One of the things that was very prominently sort of there but jumbled is like an 11 by 17 felt pad with patches being sewn around the edges. And not all the patches are sewn in yet, but the big one in the middle is, and it's a patch of the Kraken mascot. And the other patches that are around the outside are all high schools and cities that you've heard Silas mention that he's from in the past. So this is it's so Perry is obviously in his free time has been making this. No, really, dude, you're one of us, and we acknowledge where you've been. It's all the mascots of all the schools he attended everywhere, and there's a fuck ton of them. But right in the middle, biggest is our Kraken.
Okay.
But the Kraken is our team colors, not necessarily the school colors. I don't know how much overlap there is there, but yeah.
Not much.
School colors.
There's some yellow. We're in school colors.
Kraken purple?
We're just in school colors. All right. So that's where we're gonna stop. Hey, Mitzi.
Gosh, yes. Hey. More into my own image of myself because of how she told off Blackbird and was able to put everybody else down and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think of what I want to do.
Okay. Well, yeah. One label up, one label down. Caleb.
I'm gonna have to say closer to the team. And I know I just went in and rescued Perry, but I actually got to influence Mitzi in something in her recklessness, and she's embracing her chaos, and I love that. So absolutely, I'm yeah.
You've been watching.
Son.
You've been watching The Witcher. Embrace your chaos. Release your chaos. They do a lot of.
I think I'm gonna move my danger up and my. Oh, I can't move Savior down any further.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna move my. She's superior down. She is being a little more reckless.
Okay.
And for Caleb, let me pull up his stuff real quick.
And Caleb, you can either clear condition or take potential.
I'm going to clear. Okay. Do I clear insecure or hope? I'm going to clear insecure because he feels like.
I can't see your stuff. That's really weird.
Really?
Wait. Mark II?
Hang on, the character sheet might be. I might not have. Yeah, I never finished this one. Hang on 1 second. All players. Save changes.
Hey, I
try
like your puppy dog
close
ears.
it and try to open it again.
Eddie, I'm making a painting with nail polish. Which color?
Well, you're painting with nail polish?
Yeah, what color?
I think these two.
You can only do one color.
Purple.
Green. Is it okay if I pick
Always purple.
Always purple.
See the look on your face, just what the fuck am I supposed to do with these numbers?
They're maxed out in every direction.
Exactly.
I'm wearing a lot of blue.
Home.
Can't move any. I'm not gonna move anything.
You always love it.
Can't move anything.
People just throw up their hands. I don't even know what to do with you.
I think you should do pink.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Perry, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into image yourself.
Much depends upon is Zhao / Dr. Infinity a member of the team? because that's who I'm feeling closer to. Because I mean, yes, it was amazing seeing the door get burst open and my man Caleb is coming to the rescue. But
You could absolutely give influence to Dr. Infinity.
okay. I feel like Zhao already had some, but
Zhao did.
Yeah.
But Dr. Infinity did not. So nothing really changes. It's just Dr. Infinity has influence over you, and you can clear a condition or mark potential. You can give. You don't. It doesn't always have to be the team. If you like, I want to for my thing give influence. I feel closer to the team as embodied by this person who is always in the team. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I had one player first game that had so many bloody MCCs rotating around him that eventually everybody had given influence to all of his like people, and as part of becoming close to the team because they were always around. Transforming car named Otto, and because he made him when he was 12, and
Well, at the similar age, I had a cat named Eddie Puss.
oh my god.
I know that's healthy.
It's like, so is this a love triangle? I guess they're talking about like Perry, Zhao, and Dr. Affinity, just sort of like situation.
Yes. It's a very awkward one because eventually Zhao's going to be like, that looks a lot like me. And what? Why is that exactly?
It's almost worse if he didn't do it on purpose.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. And it was like that was the one version of Perry that like lived to basically old age before he did the reset because he needed all that extra time. So
yeah,
he had lost all of his friends.
The one it's the one love you ever had, and also completely unrequited. So it's like tragic on many levels.
Indeed. All right, that's where we are, kids.
That was amazing.
Jailbreaks, they don't go smooth.
What? Never.
I kind of want to run leverage with you guys just to see what it's like when capers go off smoothly with this group, because that would be.
Well, we used leverage for the other mask game because we were doing like a heist situation.
Oh yeah, and Michael's always going to go to leverage and Smallville and those game systems because he knows them really well. I don't know any of them at all.
That was really fascinating to
what
change
is leverage?
It's based on a system called Cortex Plus. There was a Cortex system and it was okay, and then some story games guys from back in the day got hired by Margaret Weiss Productions to redo it and redid it as Cortex Plus, which is at the time was this Swiss Army knife of every cool bit of tech from all the indie games that were happening right then. It was before Apocalypse World dropped, but like Dogs in the Vineyard was a thing, and there was basically all the stuff that was really going hot right then kind of got rolled in. You can see the DNA of it in the Cortex Plus stuff, and it's used for leverage, which you can't get your hands on anymore. It was used for a lot of licensed stuff that they lost the licenses to. So it all came out, was really awesome, and now you can't get the books anymore, even in PDF. But it was done for Smallville, which before Masks was probably the way to do like high school drama. And it was a really good system for like, I'm playing Superman. I'm playing the photographer from the high school, and it all worked. Like, in terms of what you could do in the story and stuff like that were equally useful and stuff like that. So you could use that. So there's Leverage and Smallville and Cortex.
Did Leverage have anything to do with the TV show?
Oh yeah, it was a licensed Leverage caper, and probably one of the best caper mechanics in a game. Blades in the Dark has one, but I don't like it as well. But that's partly just me having bad experiences with that system. Someday I'm going to play it rather than run it, and I'll probably love it. But as a GM, I do not care for running it. It does not suit my brain very well.
That's fair. That's valid.
Yeah. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna end stream because that's getting into game stuff and me just whinging about stuff. But
Dingo, thanks for watching.
Bye, dingoes.
thanks, Ego. I wish I could have seen your comments, but I couldn't.
They were on point today.
All right.
At one point, he's like, "Don't forget your girl." I think as Perry's like busting out of there. And he said, "Short stack is very sweet."